Anyway, yeah, and um, when I find living in Sydney wasn't the best choice, I moved to the Gold Coast because I have some friends saying, I would like to live there. At that stage, I was 29 and I moved to the Gold Coast. I was really excited. Um, I straight away I was thinking, okay, this is a place to stay. I like Gold Coast, and I was ready for my 30s. I was like full of beans and happy and excited, but worry because I still in this situation of looking for a visa to stay longer. Because when I came to Australia, I knew was for good. There wasn't a chance to go back to my country. Um, and and yeah, I was like, I I find a good job there. I was working for a resort there, and I was doing sales. I was excited, and I met my new partner, which I've been almost 10 years. His name is Jack. And we've been, well, I met him in a really good time. I just turned 30. We started a beautiful relationship. We met in a restaurant having dinner and on my own, and he was like having dinner on his own. And um, I think it's one of the most lovely stories about people can hear how you can meet your partner. Um, we match very well, and since that time, we've been together. We never separate. And obviously, with this is being really hard, especially the last 5 years, I will say, because the first 5 years we was traveling a lot, even with my pain. Um, we had a few situations like the first months. I told him about my disease, about lupus. We tried to search good doctors in Gold Coast. Um, we was living for a little bit in the snow and in a farm in Mornington Peninsula, in Victoria. And when I lived there, when we lived there, we met a lady diagnosed with not lupus but with arthritis, and she has a kind of a paleo diet, which is very restricted about what you can eat. Um, it's really hard diet, um, and I tried for a little bit, but it's just really hard. It's it it's really hard, and I wasn't able to commit to that, unfortunately. Um, then we moved to Melbourne, and in Melbourne, I my sickness start be a little bit more uh, particular. Mm. Well, the experience in Melbourne was a little bit different because obviously I was younger. I was still very excited about it, about things in life. I still with a little bit kind of stress about my visa because at that time I still didn't have um, a permanent visa in Australia. But I was in that process. And all that stress impact into my health. Because how it's working in my case, in my scenario, is every time I get stress, lupus flare up. And probably for a lot of you, it's happened same. Um, for my personal journey, um, I can feel I'm overthinking. One little thing can be make everything different into my sickness, and that is what I really looking to share with you, because um, I know how difficult is living with in the last um, 12 years, and since I've been diagnosed. And I've been in the hospital in the last 5 years more than ever, that I said. We moved to Sydney 5 years ago. Um, we're living in a really nice area in an eastern suburbs in Sydney. We cannot complain about it. I complain about because I live in an area is no um, is no in a good location to get a public transport, but anyway, it is what it is in some way. Um, but it's a safe area, and it's a really nice area. I can take the ferry from home to the city, which is very convenient. Um, anyway, as I said before, uh, 5 years in Sydney, it's been a little bit hard because, well, finally I got my Australian citizen. That was 2 years ago. But during these 5 years, I've been very sick because my health is been in very low situations. I've been like so many times in the hospital, and as you can see, now I'm in the hospital um, with all the equipment for infusions. This morning I have infusion because um, 2 weeks ago I started with flu, and during 5 years in Sydney I never have COVID. Well, now I got COVID, and that obviously impact more because came a little bit nasty to me, the COVID. Um, the symptoms was like diarrhea, nauseas, feeling dizzy, and well, start on Thursday all the symptoms. And first I thought it was a flu, a normal flu, but it wasn't. And this is this time, but I've been in other times because my kidneys is being affecting. Last year I came to the hospital because one of my kidneys dropped to 8%, and I was like almost